Hi, welcome back to Blind to Billionaire. This is Corey, and I am making a video because next week we are getting genetic testing results for Matt, who has retinitis pigmentosa. And kind of the big question is, so if we find out that he is going to pass it on to our kids someday, what do we think about that? So I'm going to give you my perspective on how I feel about it coming up. Hi, this is Corey, and welcome back to Blind to Billionaire. I am going to talk about how I feel about what if someday we find out that Matt's going to for sure or possibly, likely pass on retinitis pigmentosa to our kids someday. So currently, Matt and I don't have kids, and we're not going to for a little while. We're waiting, traveling, and whatnot. But on October 18th, in a few days, we are getting his genetic testing results back. And so I thought I would make a video to talk about my feelings about how I feel about if we find out that we are for sure or, going to pass on Matt's retinitis pigmentosa to the kids. So I'll kind of give you a little bit of background. When I met Matt, he told me he had retinitis pigmentosa, and I did not know what that was. And so I did some research to better understand kind of like what that means before I went on our first date. So I looked it up. I had just a little, enough of an understanding to know that it was genetic and that someday most likely he would become completely blind. So I talked to my family about it, like my mom, and we both kind of thought, you know what, he seems like such a great guy. I feel really confident that I can kind of handle this challenge potentially, and I just was so excited to get to go on a date with him because he's so cool and super cute and stuff. So, I went for it, and kind of at the time, I really believed that that I thought that no matter what, he would pass it on to his kids someday. I didn't know that there were different types where depending if it's recessive, and I'm not going to get into all that because I don't totally understand it, but that everybody doesn't pass it on and kind of what that would look like for our future. So I have wanted kids since I've been a baby, practically myself. So that's always been important to me, but kind of deciding what that would look like. So 4 years ago, when I met Matt, I kind of decided that that was something that would likely be in our cards, and that I was just kind of good with it. We can handle it, and that's what we would handle and love and figure out what the best solutions would be for our kids someday if that was a situation. So then flash forward to kind of developing understanding better about retinitis pigmentosa and genetics and kind of how it's passed along. And then it's okay, well, maybe you won't pass it on. Matt doesn't have it in his family anywhere. And then it's kind of well, gosh, that would be super awesome if we actually didn't pass it on. Just from Matt doesn't want to pass retinitis pigmentosa on. He feels like it's really, really hard to have low vision and to be blind, and he doesn't want to give that to somebody else. And so I have decided that if Matt is for sure going to pass it on to our kids, that it's kind of in a way, his decision, what he's comfortable doing. I want to have kids with Matt, regardless of if they have RP or not, or if our daughter gives it to her son or something like that. I'm not a geneticist. I don't get it totally. I feel really confident that if our child someday has retinitis pigmentosa, that Matt is a great resource. He gets it, so he would be able to help the kid in that fashion. I think that we can find resources. We can get them started early on whatever teaching things they need to learn. I just think that we will be good, and I just want Matt's kids. So whether they have low vision or not, I want kids from him because I think he's so great and has so much to offer that whether they are low vision or not, I want those kids of his, because I just know they'll be perfect. But I also feel we can handle kind of any challenges that kind of come our way. So I guess You know, that being said, I don't know what will happen when we find out the results. I don't know how we'll feel. Either way, we're not like gonna have kids anytime soon, but I just wanted to make a video to share kind of my perspective pre like genetic test results to see, just share my feelings on kind of how I feel going forward with this. Because I know some people have asked about like, how do we feel about like passing it on or not? I just know that I am so glad that Matt's here, because he's so smart and kind and just a good human in the world. And whether he has low vision or not, I want more people like him out there. And so that's kind of, I mean, I just feel like it would be a blessing to have more of people like him. So I hope that, we will handle whatever results we get. I also believe that there's going to be a cure for retinitis pigmentosa or treatment. So if in fact we do have children who get it, like where Matt kind of, to be honest, like in his stage with his low vision right now being light perception essentially, stopping progression isn't really the kind of treatment right now that would be most beneficial to him. He needs something to restore vision versus stop progression. But hopefully by the time that we have kids who potentially would have retinitis pigmentosa, something that would stop the progression, that type of a cure would be really beneficial because we would catch it early. So whether they have a cure or a treatment for the next generation, I feel really confident that that will help them and certainly their children. And hopefully, like, they can come up with a great cure soon for all of you guys and your kids and Matt. So that's kind of how I feel. So I hope this is somewhat valuable. I I'm interested to know what other people are doing in their situation if they're in a position where they are choosing to have children. I'm hugely interested in understanding parents who have RP and how they parent and what it's like with childcare and everything. But that's kind of like a whole other topic that I don't think Matt and I are gonna like delve into at this time. But I am really curious. So thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to comment down below if you have any comments. If you would like to subscribe to our channel, that would be awesome. And I really just appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Have a great night.